I'm happy to be here to witness this transition, which is not a transition, because Mr. Abbas and Ochaya have been police officers since inception. Some time ago, somebody asked me, what do you expect of the new IGP? Somebody from the press, you know, these rumor mongers, said, what do you expect of the new IGP? I said, what has he been doing? He said he was a police officer. I said, has he become a bishop? So that or an imam or something. Says he's a police officer. He's going to go on policing at a higher level. I said, what do you expect him? Will he be able to control the police? I said, the IGP is primus inter pares. Primus inter pares in Latin means first among equals. And it should not get into your head, Abbas, that you are senior to these people. They are potential IGPs, save that their turn has not arrived. Treat them as equals, and you respect him as your team leader. No PhDs. PhD, you know what I mean? I don't mean doctor of philosophy. I mean put him down. No, put him down. General Kasigazi and your former boss, I want to congratulate you for one achievement I've noticed on your watch. The ending of the culture of Tonton Makuto in the police force. The police was getting out of hand. You see police officers behaving like they were from Mars. They were behaving like, you know Tonton Makuto, these ones of Haiti. They were deployed by the former president. They used to call him Papa Doc. Papa Doc. You are police officers. You are Uganda's police. You are law enforcement officers. Those who force us to follow the law cannot be lawbreakers. You may not like the law, but enforce it as it is. And then advise those of us who make law to make adjustments. Because nothing in nature, you see in nature you never see sharp edges. There are no sharp edges in nature. There is nothing perfect in nature. The edges are round. If the law is inadequate, quietly advise us, we shall go to Parliament and fine-tune that law. But don't break the law. Don't break the law. Don't go about beating Kyagulanyi. No. Kyagulanyi should be treated, Kyagulanyi, BSJ, whoever is in opposition, don't beat them for their opposite ideas. Contain them for behaving unprofessionally, conduct unfit for public convenience. When these fellows are doing their conferences, because these political parties are legitimate, they are legal. We have them in the Constitution. Me, I didn't like this business of Marat Party, but Ugandans went into a referendum and said, we shall go Marat Party. We shall write it in the Constitution. So whether I like it or don't like it, I have to respect it. Because that's the law. So when you are dealing with these fellows of the opposition, as police officers, don't deal with the opposition. Deal with bad conduct. So tell Kyagulanyi, tell BSJ, tell I don't know who the other one can say. If you want to do your meeting, don't do it on the street. Don't do it in the market. Don't do it in a school. Don't do it show him where to go. Say, if you want to make noise, go to Kororo, go and jump up and down. When you are tired, you go home. If he's going to Jinja, take him to the market, not the market, someplace, the playground. Say, you go there. And let him go there with his people. His or her people. They jump up and down, shout, and they can insult those of us who are in politics. When they are finished, they go home without inconveniencing anybody. Let them exercise their rights while respecting the rights of others. They should exercise their rights, their constitutional rights, while respecting the rights of others. Don't come to our markets. Don't inconvenience us on the street. For you are going to a rally. Me, I'm doing trade. One day I was in a market, and I had my door open. I was doing something. This man who was carrying a bag of posho, came and then Luganda addressed me and said, Sebo, jawe melembe jo mpisewe na kuyange. Meaning that you remove your peace, your comfort, let me carry on with my burden. So if these fellows who are doing politics have their, liberty, they should not inconvenience our daily struggle to exist. Now, you as police officers, your job is to enforce the law. Enforce the law to the letter. Don't beat opposition. No. Deal with errant citizens. There is a difference. That's why I tell the opposition, when you want to do demonstration, that is legitimate. But when you do riot, then you shall also become rioters. Demonstrate, don't riot. Deal with errant citizens who have different ideas from mine, which are not necessarily your ideas. Don't beat the opposition and bring us a bad name. Because for us as government, we are not interested in harassing the opposition. But for you as police, deal with people who don't conduct themselves properly, but stick to the law. Don't go beyond the law. That's not your responsibility. That is finished. As for crime, I don't know who said it. Said the police is stronger than the police. You cannot fight crime single-handed. You can't fight crime than 50,000 officers and men you are. You need the support of everybody else. Call for all hands on board, on deck rather. Call for all hands on deck for us to fight crime jointly. Now, for you to be able to call on us, the public, to help you, you must win our hearts and minds. You must learn to win our hearts and minds. You must help the population to help you, and the population must help the police to help them. Struggle for winning the hearts and minds of the population. The police, the army, are like fish in water within the population. When you antagonize the population, that water will dry up and you will die. Fish cannot afford to abuse water. Fish cannot afford to abuse water because that's their environment for survival. You, the police, the armed forces, the immigration, you need support of the public for you to be able to succeed. To help the public to be safe, you need public support. So, Bwana Byakagaba, I know you. I've been working with you. You've been a counterterrorism officer. Now, you people who have never worked in counterterrorism, that's one place where you are deployed and you develop high blood pressure. Because with counterterrorism, there is no warning. That's one area you are handling without warning. Anything can happen anytime. So it's making split-second decisions. Make the wrong decision, you've missed the train. Make the right decision, you've caught the the worm. Yeah. It's just making correct, timely decisions. Now you are used to counterterrorism. You remember when you people were supposed to retire the other time? We in the police authority said, this one, let him hang around. Because we don't seem to have somebody else with blood pressure that will match Byakagaba's. Everybody else who is put there just gets blown up before time. So we said this one seems to be made of stand staff. Let's keep him for an extra 2 years. Well, within these 2 years, you can see. I want to congratulate you for that foresight, you in the police authority, for seeing the potential in this gentleman. As for welfare, you know, my heart and mind, my colleague and I, our heart and mind is in ensuring that you get decent police accommodation. So not only for the police, but even for prisoners and our immigration. The situation is bad. You remember the other time I was quarreling with the undersecretary. But poor fellow, I was blaming for nothing because the thing is much bigger than the undersecretary. You know, the undersecretary is undersecretary, the man is under there. He's fidgeting, he's just. But undersecretary, you didn't budget for money for cleaning cameras. I'm told you didn't budget. I don't know whether you forgot. You know, Masoga are very known for not forgetting. I don't know where this Masoga came from. Yeah? Masoga are not generally known for forgetting. I don't know where this one came from. Yeah. You didn't get us money for cleaning the cameras. And the cameras are what we call force multiplier. The cameras help the CID where we would have to deploy 10 men, one camera will do the job. So, Bwana Undersecretary, money for the cameras. Yeah. Now, for the police housing, there was this gentleman, Engineer Sewanyana. Where is he? Engineer Sewanyana. Now he's not yet deployed. Don't deploy him. Second him to the permanent secretary. Let him work with General Goa to ensure, because General Goa is busy with immigration. Now Sewanyana is commissioner, senior commissioner. Senior commissioner Sewanyana should be seconded to the permanent secretary to ensure that we get this project off ground and starting and running. Sewanyana, wherever he is, where is he? Sewanyana, he's not here. Tell him that if he fails, this time I'll hang him upside down. This time I'll hang him upside down. Because he's an engineer, he should work with the permanent secretary to ensure he follows the project progress. Wherever there are bottlenecks and he reports back to us, to you, and to us, and to the PS, so that we can follow through and make sure this project succeeds. You cannot afford to milk a cow without feeding it. The accommodation, the living conditions of our servicemen are deplorable. And we can't afford to sit by and watch and behave like all is okay. That would be treasonous on our part. Let's follow this thing and get it through. As for the transport, which the outgoing IGPs talked about, we are going to try to address it. But, ladies and gentlemen, you should remember that we are also competing we are struggling within a small resource envelope. and competing with other contending priorities. So we shall do our level best and try to convince everybody else that an environment where there is no security is not an environment where you can do anything else. You can't have a functioning hospital in the midst of war. You can't have a market taking place for exchange of goods when there are thieves marauding around. When the money and the goods you are selling are insecure. So we must ensure security before we work out on, other things. Yes, there are priorities, but you must ensure we have security first and foremost. It's a secure environment that will ensure progress. So therefore, the core of the police, the core of the army, the core of the security services should take precedence over other things. I hope our other colleagues will not listen because they will stone us in cabinet. Say this was a very selfish, who do you think you are? But this is reality. If there was fighting here, do you think I would come here? I would just say, and Runyankore will say, Mruemare. Mruemare means you finish it yourself. So, finally, let's learn to dedicate ourselves to the core of service. I am tired of people telling me this can't be done. That this can't be done. This is. If it can't be done, why don't you ask other people how did they do it? If you think it can't be done, you resign. I say, yeah, let's do this. Don't tell me this can't be done unless you tell me why it can't be done. Do you think this is possible? What's the problem? Tell me it's impossible because of A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. Then we work on how to solve those problems. If they are difficult, then we call on different wisdom. Because progress is human endeavor. If you told my great-grandfather about artificial intelligence, he would think you ran out of your mind. That at a certain time in history, there would be machines that think better than human beings. My great-grandmother would think you are just overdue for Otafiire. So don't tell me it can't be done. Tell me what is the problem, what you see as the impediments to making achievement. Achievement is human endeavor. It's not sitting back and then say, oh, no. Everything that can be done by human beings can be done by other human beings. If Kasakas can do it, why can't you do it? Why can't Ochaya do it? If Kasakas has tried and failed, why don't we ask Kabuye to try? Because the total sum of the achievements is what will cause development in our society. Everybody's contribution. Because like this gentleman here, the new IGP, knows how to make bombs. Me, I don't. He knows how to make bombs, he knows how to blow them up, he knows how to... I don't. So if there is a bomb, I look for this man who knows about them. But when there is voting, he will look for me because I know how to do it. When there is BM firing, you look for General Mozi because he's an artillery officer. The combined effort of all of us will make progress for our country. Don't look down. Now this man and his friend Enanga. The Honorable Minister has asked me to advise you to engage with the population. Enanga is not enough. Enanga is not enough. Enanga, I congratulate you for making sure, since Enanga took over, People say now, oh, this is an Angamani. It's an Angamani. Say, but it looks like an Angamani this time. Is he telling the truth? He knows how to. Enanga is such a good salesperson that he will sell an Eskimo a refrigerator and convince him that he needs it. And we'll sell an Eskimo. He will sell an Eskimo a refrigerator. Now, when you have a man like Enanga, and then you put him in catching thieves, you've lost it. This is where his expertise is. This is where his expertise is. But he's not enough. It's necessary for you at your level in leadership to engage with the population and to cross-fertilize each other to find out. Field force, what have you seen? Operations, what's happening? CID, what's going on? And CID to disseminate. CI, to warn people to say, oh, this is likely to happen. On the horizon, we can see some dark shades. It's you working as a team that we shall succeed. And with the population. We need the population. We need the population. We need the population. We must be friends of the population. We are Uganda police. We are not from Mars. We are not from Venus. We are Uganda police. End of the day, whatever you do, you'll be buried here. So love Uganda, love its people, work for Uganda, work for its people. Then you can do some bit of competing within the police force. But Uganda first. Yeah. Uganda first. You are Uganda police. And Uganda is not made of soil only. Uganda is Uganda because of its people. In their various shades, Karamajong, Banyankore, Bachiga, Bakonjo, these other tall fellows from Guru, you know, the short ones from the mountains, the brown ones, the black ones, the tall ones, you know, the men, the women, the children. That's what constitutes Uganda. And take care of people, then the operation will take care of itself. I thank you.